Hey everybody, it's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go into the four basketball games for tonight. I don't love all four of them, but I know a lot of people want to see them, and there's not much else going on. As you know, I like the Houston Astros. I even put a little bit on them to cover the -1.5, and I like for Ohio for a sequence too. I like Ohio to cover. I just think Buffalo doesn't continue to 7-1 against the spread. So I'm talking about college, obviously. So here's where we stand. Obviously, we missed the third leg of the Clippers here. I'm sorry, it was a second leg. It was a repeated second leg. So we missed that. So that one, we have another leg, or we can decide to pick a good metric, which is what I'm going to do. We did hit the Pistons, but we lost the Wizards. So we're going to a third leg there. And we missed the over. I personally lost the Nets. I know a lot of you guys caught the Nets, so I'm going to a second leg. I know a lot of you guys are going to be either getting your money back or maybe you won. I know a lot of you are telling me you got Nets -6, stuff like that. So if you did, that's good. For me personally, I like the Heat money line here just because, and you're paying a tiny bit more because they're giving up 1 point. Actually, you know what? I just don't imagine it's a 1 point game. I think a lot of people are going to be on Golden State here. So, still going to be around 30 since we bet 28, about 32. But, oh, my apologies. We're betting closer to 62. But I do trust the Heat out of all the teams the most just because I think it looks like the biggest trap. And I think the Heat need this win more than, it's going to be something like this. The Heat need this win more than some other teams. So I do think the Heat win. And then another one I like is the Nets for one simple reason. Nash was fired. It was brought to my attention. So this one's going to be about 75 since we only spent about 57. We're not going to be winning a lot. But, again, it's just so we can make sure we want to close out these sequences the best we can. But the reason I like the Nets and the reason I like the Heat is the Heat seems like a trap to me. It just seems like everyone's going to be on Golden State. Getting the Heat to 3-5 is imperative, in my opinion. You don't start them off 2-6, and a win over the Warriors at home. A, it's something the Warriors would do, and B, it really would help the Heat. So I think they win that game. Regarding the Nets, at first I had the Bulls because I thought a lot of people were going to be on maybe be hitting the Nets because the Bulls have been subpar this year as well. But with the firing of Steve Nash, I think that changes everything, and that's why I do like the Nets there as a second sequence to cover. And then I like the Timberwolves in this game, the night game. I do like them as a first sequence because I think the Suns do this a lot. Now, I was wrong last time, but I've been usually on with Chris Paul. They'll play a team with some pretty good players and just completely underperform. Booker will get lost, and I think the Minnesota guards and Gobert play better than Booker, Paul, and DeAndre Ayton. A lot of times the Suns are inconsistent. But to be safe, I do like the Wolves to cover the spread here. And if I had to pick this game, I'd probably go with Orlando just because the records, I think a lot of people are going to be on Oklahoma City. And I'm waiting for Paolo to really turn it on and have that game. With not a lot of games going on, tonight could be his night where he gets a triple-double. Maybe he gets 30 points. So I think it'll be interesting. If you notice, every team's got a superstar. You got Brooklyn and their superstars. You got Golden State. You got Phoenix. And then there's nobody here except it would be Paolo. Oklahoma City's got some good players, but I do think I think they have SGA who's been doing well, but I do think Pangera is the guy who really goes off tonight, and I think the net Magic cover. But in order, I like the Heat, Nets, Wolves, and then I like the Magic. I don't love the Magic, but if I had to, I'd pick them. And again, I pick the spreads on all of these except. Yeah, on all of them, because the Heat were giving up a point, so there's no point in taking worse odds for the money line. So that's really it. There's not too much deeper to go into. That's just the narratives I see. I think that the Nets definitely get a win without Nash. It's going to reinvigorate the base. The 2's fine. I think you could buy a half point, but I think 2's fine tonight. I think if they win by a decent bit. Same with the Heat. And then I just think the Wolves are good spoilers here, as are the Magic. So that's really it. I got a lot on the Astros. Not a lot, but the Astros and Ohio The Ohio game is where I have like second and third legs going on, so obviously I'm going to be paying a little more attention to them. But I do have second legs here now with the Miami and the Nets, so I'll be watching them as well. So take care, everybody, and happy earnings.